everybody. Welcome back or welcome to no. No. Also, let me tell you something. I've been surviving all day on pretzels and energy drinks, so I don't know how this is going to go, so we're going to see. Welcome or welcome back to the AHA podcast. I'm your host Anastasia.
And I'm your other host, Hannah, who lied
And
to Anastasia that I like this movies.
Are you serious? I actually enjoyed it. Are you serious? I was having like a good time watching it. Which was surprising because I didn't think I would. I literally was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it based on the trailer, but I heard good things about the movie, and then I will say, however, the opening scene, I was like, I'm just cringing a little too hard, and I don't know what's going on. But then later in the movie, I was like, I'm actually kind of enjoying this. What is going on? Anyway, the movie we're referring to, the movie we are going to be discussing. You have the copy, red, white, and royal blue.
Yeah, well, let me not talk over you saying the title. But no, I didn't buy it. I just found out there was a copy in my house.
Also, we did not.
Bored. Somebody got bored in my house and decided to buy it and then could not finish the book.
Damn. Also, we did not coordinate this coloring thing. The red and the white and blue. We didn't coordinate it. I just was doing laundry. I'm like at the end of my laundry. You know what I mean? When you have like a shit ton of dirty clothes, which is the stuff you wear all the time, and then you get left with the scraps of your closet. That's me today because I'm doing laundry, so I didn't have anything, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wear this. So it's kind of funny, but anyway, okay. Let me say something. There will be spoilers in this. Obviously, every single episode we do, there's spoilers. We can't help ourselves. I don't know how people do like spoiler-free reviews of things. I'm like, how do you do that? Like, I have to talk about certain things that happen within the movie or book or XYZ whatever in order for it to make sense and conceptualize it in my brain. So I don't know how people do non-spoiler reviews on things. If you do that, congratulations. I could never do that. I just can't do that. But I was pleasantly, surprisingly, I don't know what I'm saying. I was surprised by this movie because at first I was like, like I said in the beginning, I was like, I don't know how I feel. Let me backtrack. My brain's all over the place. But let me backtrack. This book got like super hyped up on like book talk, TikTok, and everything. I think like in the beginning of the pandemic, so like in like 2020, late 2020, I don't remember. So I had heard a lot about the book, and a lot of people were loving the book, and I was like, okay, I'm like, add it to the list. Am I ever actually going to read it and cross it off the list? I don't know. But it was up there, and I had knew of it, and a lot of people were recommending it and saying that it was really cute, but also like spicy and like, and I was like, okay, well, we'll just add it to the list and see what happens. Never got around to reading it. So sorry, but and then the movie came out, and I will say, the trailer I was not too like into it, but then I was like, you know what, let's give it a try, and I enjoyed it. Did you not enjoy it at all? I mean, there were moments where I was sitting there like, I was like, I don't like this feeling I'm feeling in my body, and I think it's cringe, or I'm like having a secondhand embarrassment, which I don't understand why. But tell me your thoughts.
It was so hard not to skim binge this. I just got to the ending, and I watched it with my sister, my brother, and his boyfriend. And because I was like, "Oh, guys, I'm gonna watch this. Like, do you want to watch it?" And I don't whatever if I say this, but one of them listened to the audiobook of it. So I was like, "Oh, I want to watch it like with you." So then I want to see like the differences between the book and like say it. So we were watching out in my living room, and my dad, like, it's not like like he's walking by and he's like, "Oh, is this that like that gay movie you read like he knew the title." And we all were like, "Wait, what? How do you know this movie? Like, are they talking about it on talk radio? Like, are they like bashing it, or like what, how do you know this movie?" And he was like, "No," he was like, "On YouTube." Because they did, I'm gonna tell you, they did really promote this fucking movie. I mean, not as much as Barbie. So I was shook one that my dad knew the movie. We were like, "Wait, what the fuck?" Because we also were like, "Should we watch it in my brother's room?" Because I didn't realize this movie was rated R. I thought my brother, when he told me, he was like lying to me, like joke, like messing with me. And I was like, "No way." And he was like, "No, it's rated R." And I was like, "Oh gosh, then maybe we shouldn't watch it."
In the
And
living
then
room.
my mom's like craft room is like it's an open doorway to the living room. We're like, whatever, like we watch, trash with her, so she already knows. So I was like, okay, we'll just watch it out here. And then my mom at one point had to put her headphones in and watch something else because she was listening to it. And then somebody came over later the next day and they were like, my mom was like talking about like, I don't know, we were saying, like, oh, we watched this movie, blah, blah. And my mom was like saying something. I was like, Mom, you didn't watch the movie. She was like, I heard it, but then I couldn't listen anymore. And I had headphones in to really distract. But everybody I watched it with no. I was like, "No, let's hold to it, like, let's just watch it every part." And then sometimes I would miss something because 'cause I'm not really like, it wasn't really grabbing my attention, then I'm like, "Shit, should I, like, rewind?" And I'm like, "No,
No.
it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. I don't need to catch every little bit." Like, this is the movie that you could be, like, on your phone with, and it wouldn't matter, but it was so, I don't know, it was so bad for me. It was it was so I was so I don't even know how to put it in words. But
That's
then I was
really
like, "Oh, I'm gonna
interesting.
fuck with you," and then, like, you're like, "Oh, it's good now."
But okay, hold on. Let me no. Hold on. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I wasn't like I mean, there were moments where I was like, what the fuck am I watching? I can tell you exactly what scenes those were. I was like, what the fuck? First, oh, hold on. I will give credit to the women in the film. That fucking secretary bitch, and then his friend, Nora or whatever. Those
Mhm.
women were iconic. Those women were funny and iconic, and especially like the secretary to the president, which Uma Thurman as president, I'm here for 100%.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
here for, but not in this movie. And we're gonna get into it because people were bashing her like, This fun rom-com, except like the New York Post put out this thing like Uma Thurman's like performance was so bad." But to get
girl,
into it,
look at the material.
Uma Thurman, no, but they said it well. Like, I feel like everybody, some of the characters were almost if they got different inspiration for your character, and then they tried melding it together, and it was like, no. I think Uma Thurman was overall, I was like, she needs to get a Kickstarter. She deserves better. Like, help support Uma Thurman with better material. I feel like she was trying too hard, and for this movie, she didn't need to be giving the performance that she was giving. Also, if everybody's from Texas, how come she's the only one that has a Southern accent? When nobody else
Okay,
from
yeah,
her family,
that is
even
true.
though he does have a sister, which they cut completely from the movie
Which,
because it's like a big part in the book. He didn't do a Southern accent. The dad didn't do a Southern accent. So then Uma Thurman's doing a very Southern accent. And then she's being like too dramatic that you're like, bitch, not for this movie. Like, and I think that's what also made it like, you're like, damn, bitch, like, you're too good for this shit. Like, she should have just been her regular voice because then at least it would have fit, like, because they got mostly British actors to play, the British people. So you're just like, but then I don't know that choice of like the Southern accent. I think that's what really fucked her up.
yeah, I
That
don't
people
think,
think she's bad for
yeah,
acting.
I, yeah, I will say I agree with your statement on that because I had noticed that too, but I think my brain just wasn't conceptualizing anything that I was like, it just went over my head because I was like, oh, it's like a Hallmark movie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need a lot of brain capacity to watch this. So I can just sit here half on my phone on Pinterest and then half kind of listening and then getting to like certain parts of being like, what the fuck did I just hear this man say? And then I will erase it from my memory and move on. And I was like, okay. Like, interesting choice of words for what you're saying in that scene. Um, but okay, interesting. Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's like it was so good it changed my life. It's the best movie I've ever seen. No. It was better than what I thought it was going to be.
It was worse than what I thought it was gonna be. That's
Really?
why.
I had like no expectations at all coming into it, and I was like, God, this is gonna not be good. But then there were certain moments where I was like, oh, okay, like I'm like, I kind of like that. But there were moments in the dialogue where I was like, Ugh. I was like, I actors need to be paid more because sometimes the shit that they say that is on that piece of paper, I could not do it with a straight face, and I would laugh and ruin every single fucking take because I couldn't take it seriously. That's why I'm not a professional actor because I would read something and I'd be like, I'm not saying that. I'm not. No, we're gonna change that. We're gonna change the wording on that because I'm not saying that. That is too cringe. And yeah. So
When you say that, that reminds me of that when we did that that pilot.
oh my
And
god.
that and the lines, yeah, that line that you're to say, and then I was like, I didn't even know how to react to that. Like
Because it
I
was
go
so
even
poorly written.
sometimes. I was like, okay.
But it's also like I need to do some type of drugs in order for me to not be here mentally so that I could say that with a straight face. And then we got certain takes of it where it was good, but then we'd be in the middle of a shot and they would cut and you're like that was
What did
literally
I just say?
the But I will say though, a lot of that shit has been like control alt deleted out of my fucking brain. So yeah, every time we just think of that pilot, I get like triggered and I want to throw up for whatever reason.
Fuck my neck.
No, your neck. Are you
Okay.
okay?
No, my neck is still in recovery for our listeners. But okay, so that's the thing with the writing. Because then
Yes.
that's that's what really got me was the writing.
Yes, I
But
agree.
then you think, because I
The source
decided, I was like, I'm
material.
gonna look the source material, because funny that you use the adjective spicy, because when I was looking up, because I was like, oh, about the author and stuff, because it is a, like, well, they're non-binary who wrote this. And they have like other books too as well, like in the queer community of writing books so people felt seen. And again, like if you think of Hallmark, sometimes you just want like a cute, fun, like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
equality. Every type of person deserves a cheesy ass rom-com, you know?
Period.
But then you look at the source material and then you go, well, if that's what they had to work with, and then on the spicy thing, you look it up and it's like, is Red, White, and Royal Blue a spicy movie, a spicy book? I mean, and then it's like, yes, it is spicy. And you're like, what news
Uh,
article is this?
who's getting paid
The
to
news
write
itself,
this?
it's a spicy. I mean, it is. We'll
What, is
read
it not
here on
good?
page, but I'm gonna read you
Okay.
like a
Oh,
page.
please. Yes.
I mean, okay, the email correspondence is a little, that's
Oh,
interesting.
okay. Do you get those in the book then?
Oh yeah, you get a lot more. The Waterloo
Oh,
letters. You get a lot
which
more
some
okay,
of the shit
I
I was
also
like,
did not read this book. I just went like this and then read parts. But yeah, you get a lot more email correspondence. So we're gonna read on page 150 because I was just going like this, and I think this.
and then
Also,
everyone
this is
who
a little bit of smut, so enjoy.
also anyone who has a copy, turn to page 150, and we're gonna read it together.
We're gonna start at the
I don't
top.
have a copy, so I'm just gonna listen. So go ahead.
Maybe I don't know if I should do.
We
Yeah,
should
I'll
do a
just do
book club.
accents.
No, sorry, only I want that. You
Book
don't
club.
want
Yeah,
that.
you can do a side book club, and yeah, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, read the thing.
What? Henry says offhandedly, bypassing him to bind the door shut. He turns around, sweet face and unbelievable. It's called a tack room. Alex drops his coat and takes 3 swift steps toward him. I don't actually care, he says, and grabs Henry by the stupid collar of his stupid polo and kisses his stupid mouth. It's a good kiss. I'm not even fucking close to done. It's a good kiss, solid and hot, and Alex can't decide where to put his hands because he wants to put them everywhere at once. Ugh, he groans in exasperation, shoving Henry backward by the shoulders and making a disgusted show of looking him up and down. You look ridiculous. Should I? He steps back and puts a. I can't even tell if I should be going British accent who's speaking. Okay. Should I? He steps back and puts a foot up on a nearby bench to undo his knee pads.
What the fuck?
What? Shh. Okay, I think this is
Oh,
when
it's a
they're making
polo.
out the polo
A
thing.
polo,
Yeah.
polo. Okay, I was like, why is he wearing knee pads?
What? No, of course not. Keep them on. Alex says. Henry freezes, standing there all artistically posed with his thighs apart and one knee up, the fabric straining. Oh my God, what are you doing? I can't even look at you. Henry frowns. No, Jesus, I just meant I'm so mad at you. I don't really use God's name in vain, but read verbatim here. Henry gingerly puts his foot back on the floor. Alex wants to die. Just come here. Fuck. Do the water challenge. Put water in your mouth.
I could not have taken a drink.
I'm quite confused. Me fucking too, Alex says, profoundly suffering for something he must have done in a previous life. Listen, I don't know why, but this whole thing, he gestures at Henry's entire physical presence, is really doing it for me, so I just need to. Without any further ceremony, he drops to his knees and starts undoing Henry's belt, tugging, tugging, fuck, hold on, tugging at the fastenings of his pants. Oh God, Henry says. Yeah, Alex agrees, and he gets Henry's boxers down. Oh God, Henry repeats, this time with feeling. It's all so new to Alex, but it's not difficult to follow through on what's been playing out in elaborate detail in his head for the past hour. When he looks up, Henry's face is flushed and transfixed, his lips parted. It almost hurts to look at him. The athlete's focus, all the dressings of aristocracy laid wide open for him. He's watching Alex, eyes blown dark and hazy, and Alex is watching him right back, every nerve in both bodies narrowed down to a single point. It's fast and dirty, and Henry is swearing up a storm, which is still disarmingly sexy, but this time it's punctuated by the occasional word of praise, and somehow that's even hotter. Alex isn't prepared for the way "that's good" sounds in Henry's rounded Buckingham vowels, or for how luxury leather feels when it strokes approvingly down his cheek, a gloved thumb brushing the corner of his mouth. As soon as Henry's finished, he's got Alex on the bench and is putting his knee pads to use. I'm still fucking mad at you, Alex says, destroyed, slumped forward with his forehead resting on Henry's shoulder. Of course you are, Henry says vaguely. Alex completely undermines his point by pulling Henry into a deep and lingering kiss, and another, and they kiss for an amount of time he decides to not count or think about. They sneak out quietly, and Henry touches Alex's shoulder at the gate near where his SUV waits, presses his palm into the wool of his coat, and the knot of muscle. I didn't suppose you'll be anywhere near Kensington any time soon. That shithole? He says with a wink. Not if I can help it. Oi, Henry says. He's grinning now. That disrespect of the crown. That is insubordination. I've thrown men in the dungeons for less. Alex turns, walking backward to the car, hands in the air. Hey, don't threaten me with a good time. And they made that into a movie. So
Anything is possible. I'm not worried about any of my ideas getting picked up. I'm a just, I'm gonna just say that right now.
that's what gives me hope.
That's what.
That's why I'm like, just do it, guys. Anybody out there who's like, no, this is not good, just
Just
do
do
it.
it.
Just
Because let me tell you, there is a market for it, and there are people who will watch it, who will enjoy it. Wow. That was beautiful.
I'm gonna send that in if I ever need to do a voiceover. Like, hey, here's me reading some pages.
From this book. Here's my demo reel.
Actually, that just triggered me of something I had to do in college, like that. Okay. Moving on.
What? Okay, moving on.
Okay, back to your saying. So the lady who played the chief of staff, or what Anastasia referred to the secretary.
Or I don't know what. Let me tell you something. I don't know who any of
I
these
know you don't
characters
know shit.
are, and I don't know politics very well. So when they're talking about like winning
Neither does
Texas,
the movie.
and I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, I don't
Okay, we're
understand
not
what
gonna
any of
get
this
in. That
means.
triggers me with the Texas
That's
thing that we're
fine.
not.
Let
The
me tell you
political
something.
aspect of it, the political person in me, who I was like, they're like, we're gonna win with Texas. Okay, we'll go into this real quick. Like, we're gonna win in Texas, da 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 da, and you're like, okay, great that they used Texas. It got a lot of electoral votes. It got 40, right? You pretty much want Florida, California, and Texas, baby, and you got a lot. And then they were like, yo, we gotta win Texas. He comes, right, has a great strategy. And then it comes out that he's gay, and they still win Texas. Even though it wasn't until 1980 has Texas voted up to this day has always been red. It has been blue before, and like they do get close in like percentage margins, but it's usually a red state. So I just found it funny that a Democrat who also has. But no, what really pissed me off though was how much it mattered of their like, oh my gosh, they fell and the cake from
Okay,
the royal wedding. How that much was like a
it
national
was like a
emergency
national.
that everybody was doing it. First of all, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry can't even get that much, and they do some crazy shit, and not even that many news outlets are like.
No,
But
I
like the
will
fact that
say,
they had to, I was like, first of all, America and the UK, they don't give a fuck. It's not like that, but they were like, oh
but
my
for the
gosh, like
drama of the book, Hannah, you gotta think about it. You gotta think about the drama that it has to create, and then it builds that tension. You gotta just think about.
of course, they had to throw away being like, what if we actually gave a fuck
Mhm,
what
mhm,
they were
mhm,
up to over there
mhm.
and what we did and how that could offend them and
But yeah, no, I don't understand that whole. I didn't understand that either. When like in the first of all, I don't want to talk bad about anyone's performances, so I'm not going to. I'm gonna keep that to myself. Um,
he
but no,
sang another Queen song.
what?
He sang another Queen song. Do you think he ruined it as well, like he did in
Okay,
Cinderella?
wait a damn minute. Was that the same motherfucker?
That guy plays the prince in the Camila Cabello Cinderella.
No, I have to look
I
that
was
up.
laughing. I
Where
was
the
laughing
fuck?
when he sang the other Queen song, and I
Okay, that did. Let me tell you something. That shit did trigger me, and I was like, "Ooh!" It's like, what is going on? That I'm gonna throw up. Hold on, hold on. I have to look this up right now. Are you serious? They need to leave Queen alone, please, God. Who is allowing that to happen? Someone needs to just stop it from happening. Is it really?
okay, my apologies, because clearly you didn't realize
Clearly,
that.
I had no. I had no idea. I don't. This movie sucked. That's what it's
Cinderella,
saying.
right?
Both. No, Cinderella sucked ass. I was that movie fucking. I literally have
That was
nightmares on it,
pretty
and I think that shit was horrible. Absolutely
bad.
horrible. I don't understand who approved it and what the fuck happened. But now I'm even more upset because they just need to stop buying Queen songs ASAP. But no, sorry. Okay, what the fuck were we talking about? Whoever, I don't even know.
Performances, you said you weren't gonna get into performances, but you were
Oh, yeah, there were moments between the two of them. Or like, okay, I'm not gonna name names because I don't want anyone to come at my throat and be like, well, what the fuck do you know? I don't know shit. This is just an opinion, okay? And some of the delivery for some of the characters, it's like it's just one note the entire time, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
and I was like, okay, I'm like, I get, you know what, whatever, I'm gonna name them, whatever. I get Alex is, like, Alex is the president's son, whatever, and he's very much like, whatever, like, fuck this shit, like, who cares, like, I almost called him Prince Harry. Jesus Christ. They couldn't change it to, like, Douglas or some shit where I, like, wouldn't get confused for all the fucking Harry Henry shit. Um, anyway, I get there's, like, he doesn't like Prince Henry, whatever. Like, there's that whole thing. But some of the delivery, I was like, okay, bitch. I'm like, can we change up the delivery of the lines? Like, it sounds, you're not saying the same words over and over again, but it sounds like you're saying the same shit because you're delivering it exactly the same. There's been no, it's just, it's like, it's just the same shit over and over. There's no dynamics between it between, you know what I mean? At least the other guy who ruined the Queen song had a little bit of dynamics with some of his delivery. Like, I will give him a little bit of credit when it comes to that. There were certain moments where a little bit of difference, and I was like, okay, that's okay. But yeah, no, Alex just kind of delivered his shit the same. I know that's not his name. I don't remember the actor's name. But I was just, you know what? Yeah, no, I was kind of like, okay. And then I will say, however, I laughed so fucking hard. I don't know what is up with these like jump scares within editing, but when Alex comes, okay, slam the door. When Alex comes to like Henry's place or whatever after like everything. Oh no, I think it's after Alex like tries to confess that he loves him or whatever. And he goes to like not Buckingham Palace, but he goes to like England to talk to Henry, and Henry like comes out into like the I don't know what the fuck shit is called in a palace, but like the big stairs, and it's on Henry, and then it just cuts to Alex like standing like like one of those emojis, bitch, where they're like standing, but the camera is so far away from him that it looks comic. Like it was so fucking funny to me because it was a close up of Henry, and then it cuts to like a full body shot of Alex, and I don't know why I laughed so hard at that. It was straight up a jump scare. It was like Javier Bardem and fucking The Little Mermaid when he just pops up half into like out of the water, and you're like, Jesus Christ, could there not have been like a sign to tell me that there's gonna be a jump scare? But I don't know. There was some shit, but I will say, yeah, no, I will give credit to the woman in this movie. The two, what are the fuck?
So Sarah Shahi plays the chief of staff, and
Mm-hmm.
she's amazing. I thought I
Oh
really
my
like her. I think
gosh,
she's a
she
great
was
actress.
so fucking
She
good.
did super good, and she worked well with like, yeah, she played her character very well. I also felt like, yeah, too good for this movie. Yeah, because it's funny you say that because I don't think it like it kind of clicked in my head about the delivery of his tone, and maybe that's probably also why I didn't enjoy it because yeah, I don't know, like, because a lot of their relationship is, like, teasing and being like, "You fucking bother me," like, "You're annoying, da 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 da," but then, they're, like, into each other. So then, yeah, because it felt like they were constantly just, like, talking down. I do have to say it was an interesting way because when I was looking at the book and I was like, "Oh, wow, there's a lot of email correspondence. I wonder how they're gonna visually show that in the movie." And I thought it was interesting editing choice and directing choice that they were, like, in the same room and then, like, fading in and out, like, dissolving in and out, like, of them talking it to each other. So then that means that they were actually in the room delivering the lines, which may have helped even though the delivery was pretty much, but I'm only saying it's interesting because I don't know if I fully was like, "Wow!" But I was like, "Interesting." Like, that was just an
It was
interesting that
okay.
they thought to do that to kind of add something, you know? Because they could have done basic, like, email
It's on the
typing, but
screen, and yeah.
I think it may have worked better to say the lines instead of me having to be like, you know also I don't have glasses, so I'm like, it's so bad. But, like, yeah, trying to read the thing, so
No, I did think that was interesting too. I was watching it and I was like, yeah, because typically it's like either a voiceover or you do have it like pop up on the screen and you have to like read it. And I'm like, bitch, I'm not here to read shit. I'm here to like visually look at shit and hopefully have the story be told to me. You know what I mean? Um, but I did find it interesting, and I don't necessarily know if I liked that choice. Um, but that's just a personal opinion. I don't know. It didn't really work for me to have it done that way because I was a little confused when like
yeah, that's the thing.
it first like happened. I was like, wait, what the fuck? I'm like, is he there? Is he not? And I was like, what is going on? But then also like it would overlay with like texts and shit, and I was like, what is happening? I'm like, is this an email? Is it a text? What's happening? Is it a phone call? Because then like later in another scene it was a phone. They were like on the phone together, but he was there, and I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
that
a little
that was
confused.
that was hard because then he, like, puts the phone away and then he's
But it
on
is
the bed, like, it was
talking
on
like
that
to
bed.
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I think my favorite character was the turkey. Best acting. No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, the girls were great, and the girl who played Nora I thought did really well. We didn't get as much as her.
Yeah.
Like, it was interesting also because they were like the best friends, yet also like the prince's best friend. I don't think had more than 3 lines, I think, in the whole movie. And then
Yeah.
like he knew all this. So like when I saw, I was like, oh, it's like an hour and 58 minutes the movie. Because then people were saying like, oh, they should have made it a series or something, which Do
Which
I think I could have made it through a series? No. But let's just ignore that part.
I just think it was like
Maybe to like build up the relationship, but then like we got to where we needed, and some of the things you think like, yeah, did we really need to pull some, you know what I mean? Like I feel bad for the side characters because I think they would have gotten more time if it was a series, but for the actual relationship, that was plenty of time, plenty of time. Also, I wish it was a queen. I don't like that it was a king,
yeah.
but I think so. It wasn't on the nose like Queen Elizabeth, rest
Yeah,
her
yeah, yeah.
soul. Like it just made me want to watch The Crown. I was like, this is better fucking family drama in The Crown.
Bitch, okay, yeah, no. I need to get back on my crown shit. I'm like halfway through season 1, which
Oh,
is
it's
not
a slow
far.
burn.
But
It's a
it's
slow burn. Just watch season 4. I said just watch with
I
Princess
know, but I want to
Diana
watch it for
before and
Matt
just watch
Smith.
them.
I know, I know. I just
Oh
want to
well,
watch Matt Smith. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And Claire
yeah.
Foy. Like I just want to watch that.
No, Claire Foy is amazing. I love Claire Foy. No,
Yeah, so I'm trying
I love all the seasons, but I just mean like
to I know with Princess
it
Di, I
is a
know, I
slow
know.
burn. So you
I
just gotta
know.
just keep watching it.
And I just need to like focus and be
Just
like,
sit down
okay.
and do like this.
I literally like will have my laptop. I don't know how I do that, but I like lay down and I have my laptop like literally on my chest and the screen's like this close to my face and I'm like, rotting away in my bed. That's how I'm gonna die. Someone's gonna find me one day dead in my room with like with like a movie or a show playing. And like, yeah, she died doing what she
What they
loved.
say.
This is so unhinged. I'm so sorry. I have no food in my system. I just have energy drinks in my system. So I'm like all over the
Same.
place.
Same. I'm unhinged too. I was gonna say no, yeah, same. If that's how I'm gonna go, yeah, at least it would be like no surprise there.
Yeah.
I'm so it's so bad. I need to stop. I have literally like the last episode of season 3 of Sex Education, even
Oh,
though we still
girl.
have a month till that comes, so you need to catch up,
I know. I
right?
gotta
You haven't caught
finish.
up.
I'm halfway
It's
with
so
season
bad.
3.
It's so bad. I've literally had 2 nights where I've stayed up straight. Well, one I couldn't sleep, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a women's podcast. I was having bad cramps on my period, so I was like, fuck this. I'm just gonna
Oh
watch,
God.
right? Get distracted. Fucking cut to I because it's a comedy drama, like, but it's like they're like
But
55
it's
minutes. So like
good. It's yeah.
you binge 6, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and I've done that twice, and it's so bad, and I'm like, fuck this. Like I have an addiction. I seriously was like, I should probably not have my phone when I go to sleep. Like it's getting bad. I was like, I need help, but I'm almost done.
But it's
So
good. I
then
no. Sex
I'll
Education is
quit.
such
I'll
a good
quit.
show.
It
Are
was way
you
better
enjoying
than
it?
I thought. Like, and I'm not a big like sexual like person. I like blah, 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 but I was like, this shit is fucking hilarious. We'll wait then talk about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe
We'll
we'll
do
do a
another.
little like season 3 before season 4 comes out, like recap. But no, I'm really enjoying that show,
It is
and it's
fun, and
bad.
it's. I mean, yeah, it's like super kind of raunchy because it's British shit, and they don't British shows and people
Oh
don't
no, yeah,
care. You
yeah. No, I
know.
just mean it's bad. This addiction that I have right
Oh
now,
yeah, no,
watching it,
yeah,
like
girl,
binge watching
you
it,
got
is like
yeah, 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 yeah. You got a bit of a problem, but that's
it's
that's why
bad.
I love
It's
you, so
bad.
that's okay.
That's okay. That's why my bags look like. It's so bad. And then I did it, and then I got waking up in the morning, and I was like, guys, please. Like I was like, it's like 11. I was like, I went to sleep at like fucking like my brother seeing me off as he goes to work. He's like, you're still up, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And then I'm like, they wake me up, and I'm like, guys, I have had no sleep. Even though it's weird, my body can do well on like 3 4 hours sleep. But I'm like,
Okay, me too. Isn't that fucking strange? But then I talk to other people. They're like, I can't not have like 8 hours of sleep. And I'm like, how do you get 8 hours of sleep? Like, I'm lucky if I
I'm
get five
4.
hours. You know what I mean? Like,
No, yeah, the thing is 5, 6, 7 is not good for me. 4, I can work well. So I know if I'm gonna stay up, then I'm like, okay, at least let me get. I know because I like was late to school a few times when I like was like, oh, just close my eyes or take a little nap,
oh,
and then your
bitch,
body's so tired that it's like you
bye.
knock out and you're like, oh fuck, I'm an hour late. You're like, shit, fuck you. Yeah, it's a hard balance when you think, do I pull an all nighter? We have a few,
Mm-hmm.
like how far do I
Push
play?
this,
Yeah, that's why I
yeah.
need to be employed so I have a schedule, but I don't. So I just let my addiction rule me, and I'm like, it's
Whatever.
okay.
Um,
Yeah.
but anyway, so
Okay,
back
so
to
final
yeah.
thoughts on Red, white, and royal blue. I voted. What was her name? What was the name of the president?
Uma Thurman. No, Ellen
I have
something.
IMDb. I'm not even gonna ask you. No, it was yeah, it was Ellen. Because then I was like Ellen DeGeneres. No, yeah. I thought you said it's something else. I voted for Ellen Claremont. I don't know why I have this. I found this in my house earlier today. I was like, it's a
You're
sign.
like, you know what? I'm gonna keep it. Um,
I voted for Ellen Claremont, and because of the strategy in Texas,
we
we
won.
won.
Okay, but no, on a serious note, now that I know and I've sat and I've thought back on my perception of this movie, it wasn't it wasn't horrible. I've seen worse fucking movies where you're like, no, I'm out after 10 minutes of just trying to get through it. So, but I will say though, I was on my phone every now and then. So like whatever. Um but this is like the worst thing. I don't want to talk bad about like any of the acting or the writing or anything cuz like I wouldn't want anyone to do that to my stuff, but like all matter of opinion too. Um but I do think some of the also I haven't read the book and what you said like looking at the source material, it pretty much like it's a movie that you don't have to take too fucking seriously, in my opinion, because it's literally, I think, just there, like you said. It's like a Hallmark movie, bitch. Like, if I'm gonna watch The Princess Switch with Vanessa Hudgens, 1, 2, and 3, bitch, where she just plays the same fucking person every fucking every movie, bitch, just a different accent for each character. You know, like you don't need a lot of brain capacity. Um, but okay, I there were moments where I was actually enjoying it, and I think the entire like there is like a subtext in there that I think is really important. And I think, you know, it's important for every community to be seen in movies and TV. So I think um, also with having these characters be like political characters and having them be a part of the LGBTQ plus community is important in and of itself to show representation for people in that community that they can see themselves in like political what's it called,
Office.
yes, like seeing that even though it's just a movie, but like I think it's very important to have those conversations and let people have TV shows and movies that talk about those issues. And I've seen some people like talk shit about the movie because it is like about two gay characters in like like high families or whatever, which I think is so dumb because I'm like, okay, obviously it's not for you then. So don't watch it. Like you do know you have like the choice to watch something, right? And you don't have to watch it if it's not for you and it's not made for you. Okay? It's made for people who are within that community who want to see themselves represented. That's like the whole debate with Barbie being like an anti-man movie. It's too much about women. Bitch, you can suck my dick. You piece of shit. Like, then it's not for you, bitch. Like, if you went into the Barbie movie and were upset that they were talking about Barbie, bitch, that's like going to Oppenheimer and being, why the fuck they keep talking about this man named Oppenheimer? Bitch, it's about the movie. Like, that's what the movie's about. Are you dense in the brain? Like, I'm so confused. Um. Anyway, let me wrap this up. It was an interesting movie. I was like slightly entertained during some of it, so I'll give it like, but it was an entertaining movie. Would I watch it again? Probably not. Um, but I think it is important, regardless, to have representation with any community. So, I mean, it was enjoyable. But yeah, that's really it. That's it.
It wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't my cup of tea. I think also because I love a good romance. Like that's usually what gets me invested in shows and
Mm-hmm.
movies. And there's a lot of um like LGBTQ plus like movies that I think are I'm like, wow, I thought this was gonna be cheesy and I actually enjoyed it and have rewatched a few. But I think it's because maybe I just wasn't into like their either, like the
Yeah,
relationship. I wasn't like swooning as much, like, oh, they're so cute or whatever. So I think that's probably because I wasn't invested in the couple. It
yeah,
and then like writing being okay, but like I'm glad they made it, and people, because I was reading comments and people really enjoyed it and really got it, and it gave you, and also gave you a new way, because again, there's not a lot of movies out there, especially like in the mainstream, telling these type of stories. So yeah, and again, like, I don't want to be like, come shouldn't like, this
Yeah.
trash, but like you look at it, you're like, oh, because people are like, this was a pretty good book adaptation, like movie, so like I think they did it well. I mean, I can't say I didn't fucking read the book really, but from what I read, it seemed like, what I mean, they cut places where they had to, but yeah, it was bad in my opinion. I just was like, I can't do this. But I got through it. I watched it. I was just like, what the heck? Even like their first sex scene, I was actually confused what was happening, because I was like, because the emotion, I was like, oh wait, are they doing it?
Yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, what? And I was actually shook. I was like, wait, what? But yeah, so I think just because I wasn't into the couple, I think that's why it just didn't
Yeah.
hit as hard. Like, because I could get past the cheesy stuff. I watched, but I just didn't enjoy it as, yeah, I thought it was gonna be, I don't know. I hoped for better, but I love yeah, the women, but some of them was like a different movie. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna shut up. I don't know how to fucking wrap it up. I'm not good at that. Of like, how do I end my thoughts? I don't know, because I'm still
It's just never ending.
processing this movie.
Also, which I literally, yeah, I like finished it this morning, so I'm like, I should have probably sat on it a little longer and got thoughts in my brain. But my thoughts go like from one ear out the other. Sometimes they just kind of like flow through, and I forget, and then later on, I want to retract a statement, and then it's too late at that point. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, if you're interested, it's on Amazon Prime. Give it a watch if you want to. Um, yeah, and that's it.
Everybody, oh my gosh, everybody go crazy. This is fucking gonna be like, well, me adding shit right now is gonna be 44 minutes. This is for you, mom, so she don't keep telling me my shit is too
It's too
long.
long. I know. I mean,
Well,
we
because we're not
can.
talking about any news and shit. And I was like, I mean, there's stuff that came out, but let's just wrap it, and then people can be like, what you wanted to get was us discussing this movie, and that's all you got, and some added tangents of shit as well. So
But also
yeah.
the other thing is that we still also don't have that big of a following. So like, ain't nobody being like, you know, hey, we missed the news things, or hey, get rid of that completely, or hey, these are too short, or hey, it's too long. So it's just a mess, and that's I think the beauty of this podcast is that it's gonna continuously change because you have the two of us doing it. So what the fuck did you
I'm
expect?
I'm gonna make figure counts and just start saying shit.
Listen, because I was thinking about doing the same thing.
Well, more it's a joke of like, I really miss her. Wow, who's that cute? No, cute one. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I'm looking forward to when we record it together. I think that's gonna be
That's gonna be the
unhinged.
most unhinged episode, and I was thinking about that earlier because I was like, how the fuck are we gonna film? Like, how are we gonna do that? I'm like, oh my god, that's in like 3 weeks or so that we're gonna do us being in person with
I
one
think we should
another.
do it in your basement. I think we should do it in
A
your
period,
basement.
absolutely. I think we should do in the basement too, because it like fits. It's like a movie theater down
So that
here.
I can jump around. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm scared.
Bitch,
It's gonna be. So everybody look forward to that unhinged one coming soon.
it'll be titled Unhinged episode, and then you'll know
It
exactly.
should be. It should be, because who knows? I'm trying to think what's even coming out that time. So yeah. Okay.
Anyway, okay, so yeah, this is actually the end of it. Like I said before, let us know if there's anything you want us to discuss, any shows or movies, and yeah, we will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.